A step into publishing. After writing a two-book series for the higher grade course in 91, 92, we realised it was a lot of effort for a very small royalty return. You're getting somewhere between 5 and 8%. You started off at 5% and then you moved up to about 8% as you were a better known author. But even at that, it's quite a small amount considering the work that you put into it. So my friend Eddie and I started up a publishing company, CD Publishing, and that was we started that in February 1990. So we were developing this company even while we were still writing for other people, and we ran this until 2007. The first independent publications we produced were again for higher grade, and they actually complemented the books we wrote for Longmans. They weren't actually put out like the picture shown. I actually bound them all up just to keep everything together. They were actually sent as loose leaf copy masters, and these were produced on quite thick paper that could be put through a photocopier, and the teachers could select whichever ones they wanted to do. They could have homework exercises that were there, or things for the classroom, or there were even exam questions they could use in their exams or in tests. With lots of variety in these packs. So we sold them for £25 a pack. So the pack of 4 that we initially put out was £100 for the whole pack. But that meant we were giving away the copyright at that time to each of the schools that purchased them for £100. By 1994, the Times Educational Supplement actually wrote a little article on us because we had then moved into starting to produce our first textbook from having done a lot of copy masters. This first textbook was called Credit Geography, written for more able pupils in 3rd and 4th year. It was a bit of a joke at the time. We said, well, if you want to take a picture of us, come along to our headquarters. And our headquarters was actually a hut in my garden, which I had lined and put power in, and that picture is actually taken from this hut. As you can see, it from the inside didn't look like I had a couple of filing cabinets, and a coffee maker, and plenty of bookshelves, all sorts of stuff, as well as computers and printers. And by 1997, we had expanded our geography catalogue. We had written a lot more titles. And then a little bit later, we moved into other subjects, and we started getting other teachers, aspiring authors to write for us. So we were producing stuff for computing, history, maths, amongst other subjects. It was really a new process for us both. I mean, we had to find all out publishing. We had to buy a batch of ISBN numbers because you need an ISBN number for every publication that you do, and you have to register them, and you had to then put in copies of the publication to the British Library. We had to learn desktop publishing for books and our catalogues. We self-taught ourselves this. We used originally PageMaker on Apple Macintosh computers, which were incredibly slow by modern standards. It could be a little bit frustrating, but we got there. We soon realised that the layout of the books, they had to be either A4 size or A4 or A5 size to minimise the paper wastage. So really, if it was an A4 book, it was in multiples of 16 pages. An A5 book would be multiples of 32 pages. Then, when it came to IT, our first laser printer cost us £2,000. When you consider laser printers now are so much cheaper. And we used early Apple Macintosh computers using PageMaker, and so it was quite an expensive IT setup. But when you were selling generally 4 copymaster packs, as we did originally for £100 a time, if enough schools bought that, you soon repaid the outlay on the IT. And then we had to get into, as soon as we were producing books, handling orders and dispatching books. And we had to negotiate a contract with a local delivery firm that delivered all over Scotland. And all of that then led to us doing our accounts. So we had to learn how to do our accounts, corporation tax returns, company house returns, which had to be done every year. So you really learn the full process of running a business. Finally, we started closing down the company until we shut it in 2007. Well, people ask us why we shut it down when we've been going so well. It wasn't if people wouldn't buy stuff we were producing, but I think we've been both writing for about 30 years on top of all our normal day jobs, and really, by the time you get into your 50s, you really need some time for leisure and more time for family. Also, because we were both head teachers at that time, the financial pressure was certainly less, and we could afford to support our families without additional income. And the only thing we missed really was the creative aspect of actually writing, which is something that we both enjoyed.